All right, let's do a brief audio and visual check. How is everybody doing? How are you, Coach Jay? How was your trading day?
Doing good, Coach Dakota. Doing good, man. Took a losing trading day today. Trying to buy the equities just a little bit too early, but like we were saying in the green room, we live to trade another day. There's always another opportunity right around the corner. So uh, let's trade it up. How was your day? I saw you passed
It,
some combines.
it was mixed, man. It was mixed. I passed those combines. I'm like, okay, good. I had an amazing trade, and then my first trade in the XFA just, I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Trade of the day for me was I shorted the Nasdaq basically at the highs. And if you missed it, tune in to Topstep TV. It's on recording. I'll review it, and then the very next trade, I'm like, okay, this is a good trade setup. I'm gonna place it, and then that one was a loser, and that one was in the XFAs, and then during the end of the day, I took another trade, and it was another loss. So back-to-back losses in the XFAs to start out. Not a good start. That's why I've been telling traders this is a marathon, not a sprint. We were talking about how Barron was struggling, right? We struggle. If it was just a straight line, where it's like, there's my goal up over there, and I'm just gonna go straight there, and there's no curves in the road, then
No speed bumps.
would it be
Just
called
all
trading,
gas, no
or is
brakes.
it just printing money, like Nancy Pelosi type stuff?
Yeah. I saw a bunch of traders in the chat. They're like, "Oh, Dakota won." It's just like, guys, it's a
No.
long time. It's a
Yeah,
long
yeah. I
process.
I think there's
Uh,
a misconception. I don't know where it came from, where traders thinks it's a race to an XFA. It's not. It's a race to the live account, and it could take a month. It could take 2 months. It could take 3 months. It's not an easy thing to do, to be honest. Especially if you're struggling like myself or Baron on day trading. But yeah, that's why there's the transparency. You, as an audience, as a community, gets to see me go through this, gets to see Baron go through it, the emotional roller coaster that it is. And I'm sure the traders in the chat, they go through the same thing. And that's the goal, man. That's the goal. I could easily be like, yeah, screw this. I'm just going to trade my personal account. And I'm not going to deal with going through that again on air. But no, I think that's the wrong mindset, and just show everything, show my journey, show, like I was telling traders, I'm like, okay, if I could keep it under 50 combines by the time I get to a live account, I'm going to be happy. I'm probably going to, trip and fall a few times. Maybe I get to XFAs, maybe I lose some, maybe I have to go back again. But as long as I keep it below 50, I think I'm going to be happy. But we'll see. We just started. It's been, I can't believe it's almost, August is halfway through, Coach Jay.
Yeah, just started. You just froze up for a second, but I think we're
Oh,
good here now.
okay.
We got a question in the chat, Dakota, for you.
All
Do
right,
you
let's do
deal
it.
with emotions?
I just bottle it up inside, and I cry inside. You guys don't get to see that on camera. um, Real though, it's hard, right? I mean, it's okay to be emotional. I mean, we're humans. There was an amazing saying, quote. I think it was from Daniel Negreanu. He's a professional poker player. He's one of the best, one of the GOATs. And in an interview, he was asked the same question. They asked, like, how do you keep your emotions out of poker? And he's like, you don't. It'd be unrealistic. It's going to be impossible to just keep all your emotions out of poker. But you need to know when you're feeling those emotions and not act upon them. And I think it's the same in trading. I think the most important part is identifying when you're going to be emotional, because I'm emotional, even if it's for like $100 or 1,000 or 10,000. And it's being able to identify those emotions and then not acting upon it, because that's where it becomes negative, right? It's like you can feel emotional. You could be pissed off. You could get FOMO. You could feel these emotions. But the moment you act upon it and click the button or place a trade based off those emotions is the moment that those emotions get to you. How about yourself, Coach Jay? What's your thoughts on that?
Oh yeah. I deal with them all the time, but like you said, it's not trying to avoid the emotions. It's trying to avoid the bad actions at the end of emotions, right? Uh, I got emotional in my trading today. Just today, I cut a trade that, and I talked about it during At the Buzzer. Cut a trade that would have turned out to be a pretty good trade. Probably my best trade, day trade wise, in about a month. Cut it early. I have to deal with the emotions, but the show goes on, right? I can't continue to think about that trade. I just have to take the setup the next time it presents itself and just keep going, because that opportunity is now gone, right? And if we stick there, and that's a lot of times what emotions are, we're stuck in a moment where we were looking for something, especially the negative emotions that come in with trading. We're stuck in the moment that we were looking for something, we didn't get it, so now we're trying to find that thing. And the best way to do that is just to clearly look at the markets for another opportunity and not try to chase what we thought we should have had. So yeah, we deal with it all the time, but it's changing your actions where they don't cost you.
Yeah, trying to get to that, trying to get back to break even or where you were, or make up for it, and all that. But let's just jump into this, and let's start it. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Slow Markets. We got one heck of a start. We have Coach Jay with us. As always, in the YouTube chat, there is our Top Step risk disclosure. Everything we say and go over is for educational purpose only. It's not financial advice. It's not e-signals class. We're on here for you. It's just free content here on the YouTube. And yeah, I see you're in a combine. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to switch to a practice account. I'm pissed off today because I was in combines. I passed the combines. And as soon as I switched to an XFA, two back-to-back losses, and so I was pissed off. I'm going to just focus on a practice account tonight, unless I see something just like, hey, this is absolutely A+, and then I might dip my toes with a small size. But all analysis, anything, I'm going to keep it in a practice account for number one. I'm pissed off. Number two, I don't want to accidentally put on a trade or do something I shouldn't, right? Like, this is a good trade, or I'm demonstrating a trade, because I've done that before as well. So I'm taking this as serious as I can. Professional athlete with, just going to focus on a practice account. Make sure it's clear if I'm just doing an analysis, if I'm putting on a trade for demonstration, for education like this, it's going to be in a practice account. If it's ready, and if I see a good setup, I'll switch it to my XFAs. I'm going to be very clear with that, like, hey, this is what I'm looking for. This is a plus setup. Here's why I'm taking this serious. I'm going to put this into XFA. Yeah. So that being said, you're going to see me in a practice account a lot more instead of a combine, right? You know how we had the coaches combine where we could just demonstrate like a whiteboard. That's what I'm going to do, and it's clear and obvious. But tonight, let's see. What are you looking for, Coach Jay? I see you.
I'm in a short gold right now. Small position here. Just short 3 micro gold. Looks like we had a little bit of a reversal pattern here. We had this volume up at the highs. I'm seeing VWAP leave that range. We closed outside of it. So short 3 micros, looking for a push back into the VWAP here. Okay. Risking about little over $100 on this trade.
I like it. Short gold. And I'm over here watching the NASDAQ. So let me switch over to my charts. And I like short NASDAQ. Man, I hate those words coming out of my mouth, Coach Jay. But,
hey, it worked this morning. It worked this morning, man.
Hey, let's go through this. Right? Buy the dip mode, but I like the short NASDAQ. We're at 940. I'd like a short back down to 920. But look, what we got today. We had a nice rally up to that big round number, 24,000. That's a huge psychological number. We peaked above that by 60, 70 points, and had a major rejection, sold off, turned red for the day, and finished basically doji, break even. And we zoom into an hourly chart as we're getting a little bit of a sell-off. Dang it. Say it and do it. Two different things. And yeah, look at that rejection. That rejection from those 070s. I think I got short, 60? 060 up there in my combine to finally pass. And yeah, we sold off. We sold off all the way down to 80s, and we held that. It looks like we held that for most of the day. I kind of was looking for this next level. I was kind of looking for these 800s, 23 800s, maybe 780s to come into play for a decent pullback. That's what I'm watching for. This isn't a big enough pullback for me to say, okay, Oh yeah, I'm getting excited to be a buyer. I'd rather wait till we get down to a nice level of resistance. And you can see this was the previous all-time high that we broke through. So I'm looking for this market to maybe pull back and find some type of level of support. If not, maybe we just keep marching higher, marching higher. But after what I seen today, there was a lot of momentum to the downside, and then it looks like most of the afternoon we did just chop around. So maybe this is a little pullback. Maybe we could come back down, and that's why I said I like shorts for maybe a retest of these lows. Maybe we could retest that. And if I look at a 5-minute chart, I could show you what I was looking at and to say, yeah, shorts look decent right before we did break down, where this is a major resistance level. Major resistance throughout the afternoon. NASDAQ had such a hard time getting above these 950s. It's a decent sized zone. We peaked up there tonight, rejected, and then we were just kind of hovering. And as soon as we started to break down, that's why I said I like the shorts, because we opened up tonight down here around these 920s. And so I'm not surprised that we're going to be maybe testing these 20s again, maybe come back down and test 900. If I'm long, where's my stop going to be? My stop would definitely be going to be 870s, 880s. And so if stop loss is a better entry, if we go run liquidity, I could see this market maybe taking a run down there before reversing. I'm not sure. We did just reject those highs and gaining a little bit of momentum to the downside. Thoughts on the NASDAQ? And then we could jump over to gold.
In the NASDAQ, a pretty nice sell-off today. We are in an area where, we could see a little bit of an extension to the downside, right? I wouldn't be surprised at a retest of the CPI candle. The high of that candle is 23,825. Maybe not tonight, but I wouldn't be surprised on a higher time frame just of a pullback to that level. Let me see if I'm seeing a trade tonight. Right now, let's see, where's the 30-minute open? What I've been trying to do, Dakota, and what I've been reminding myself of, I came into the markets today with a buy the dip mentality. And I was talking to Coach Paul after we got off at the buzzer, and we were talking about anchoring, right? Anchoring a bias anchoring yourself to a bias, right? I bought the equities pretty much all day while they were selling off. So what I'm trying to focus on, and when I trade really well, and I try to be conscious of it, even when we're doing the opening call, right? We want to, talk about the potential for the market on both sides, but then not anchor yourself to one direction in the markets, because we ultimately don't get to choose how the markets are going to move, right? So today, for example, we were talking, buy the dip. This is a buy the dip market on a higher time frame, but we've also seen that there have been pullbacks in these markets. So really my approach going forward is, what do the markets say? And if right now the market is not really saying too much to me, kind of hanging out in this 30-minute opening range, we did have volume leave that range to the upside. If anything, there's a short back to 23,911s. But I'm going to sit on my hands for right now.
Yeah, I like that. And like you said, it's buy the dip, right? But then there has to be a dip in order to buy. And I was kind of
right.
That's kind of my logic when I was trying to explain that this morning during fast markets. It's like, okay, buy the dip, buy the dip. And then I was like, okay, we're rejecting these 060s. Let me switch it to my chart. And I'll walk through everybody what I was looking at when I passed those combines. And this was where we were at. It was up here. We had that. I mean, it was one heck of a move, and to start fast markets. And what I like to do is I have my chart split up like this, and I have the 100 tick on the right hand side. And so let me make sure I get all of this matched up so it looks the same, and we're on the right time frame, because this is what I'm looking at. I'm watching the 5-minute, I'm watching the 100 tick, and we opened up very strong. And then we just rejected. We tried to build back up to these 060s, rejected. But this is where I got interested in saying, I think there's an opportunity for a decent pullback. Number one, 24,000 is a huge psychological round number. It's down here. We just broke through that and pumped overnight. And so when we open, I say there's a decent amount of chance to say, we could come back down, retest that big psychological number. And so we had that nice rejection over here, and we tried to break out. We tried to break out on the previous 5 minutes high. Completely rejected. We rejected all the way down to 46. I got in short once, and then I took the loss. I thought we was going to find some more momentum, but then I got back in. I think it was like 40, 52, 54, and then I took profit around these 36s because that's where my combine was passed. And then the next thing we know, man, this market just sold off. This market just tanked. And that was basically it. I think I took profits on one, and then I tried to short it again because that was a big move. And sure enough, we hit 24,000 pretty quick, and then we just continued to sell off. I did not expect this big of a sell off. All I was looking for was just a little bit of a pullback down to 24,000, and then maybe we could continue the rally again. But the market had a different idea, and this market's continuing to push back down. You like 911s, right? 911, 912.
Yeah, that 911 area looks nice. It's where it is. It's like that opening 30-minute candle. That's the low.
Okay.
So that looks like a good spot.
Go to your charts. All right.
Looks like a good spot.
And now let's go to gold.
Did you get in short already or no?
No. Let's go to gold. If you want to start off, since you had a trade going.
This trade I'm looking at in gold right now is just a pullback to VWAP. Seen some traders in the chat talking about it. Gold is already pretty strong. We have, some urgent buying in this market, but we peaked above today's high. Earlier this morning, the high, we peaked above it, saw a little bit of a reversal pattern. So I'm not looking for a huge move in gold here. I'm looking for a move back to VWAP. What I am conscious of is on the 30-minute chart, we got this 200 moving average up here, 34.29. So if I was long, that would be my target to the upside. On a daily, we are kind of just in the middle of this range, maybe turning a little bit to push back to the upside. We also have PPI tomorrow, so I'm just thinking in all of these markets, how directional do we get tonight with PPI tomorrow? So just looking for a quick scalp trade here.
Let's see. Let's take a look. I'm gonna take a look at this. Man, I'm mixed on gold, to be honest. Very mixed. Let me switch it over here to my charts. Let's take a look at the hourly. I'm I would say I lean bullish, right? We had that massive sell-off, and we held these 400s. And so I'm honestly looking for this market to come back to maybe we could retest these 3430s. We're continuing to make higher lows, right? Higher lows. And I wouldn't be surprised to see this market back up to these 3430s, maybe tests, 440s, 430s, and maybe we make a run back up to 3,500. But that's pretty bullish to me with the way that this is looking. I mean, anything can happen. I would rather be one of those that let's just wait for a pullback and maybe we get another opportunity. I see it happen so often where gold is very clean, where it just has a nice rally, we have a nice pullback, and then we have a nice continuation. Gold is nice when it comes like that. I mean, we had it here, right, rally, pull back to a trend line, and then continuation. It's not like that all the time, but you can see it happens, especially when we're trending to the long side. And I've had some amazing trades. I mean, what was this? Yeah, this is the beginning of August. Where's the same thing, right? We're bullish, we're going up and to the right, and we just buy these dips on the way up. I think that could be the very same thing here in gold if we can find some opportunities to buy some dips on our way up to maybe 3,500. But anything can change. Let's take a look at the news. Tomorrow we have inflation, so that could change a lot, right? The inflation data tomorrow. Today was kind of a quiet day, to be honest.
Yeah, it was. We had Trump making fun of Powell, saying that he's.
What was up with that? I missed that.
He's basically lining up the next Fed chair. I think they've narrowed it down to about 3 people. We are potentially seeing we're definitely going to see a rate cut. It sounds like in September, trying to get a push for 50 basis points instead of 25. And just throwing some jabs like always. Nicknames.
Yeah, well, maybe it's a situation where the Feds, a lot of the Fed members are pushing for higher interest rates or higher interest rate cuts. Let's instead of a 25, let's do a 50 because they want to kind of gain favor for to be the next chair. I can see that happen. I definitely can.
Nick for a tick in the chat. What's up, Nick?
Let's see. There you go. Good morning. Good morning with a kid. With a kid. Hey, sleep when you can. Sleep when you can. Work when you can as well. Let's go through. I'm just reading the chat. Okay, we're almost at the top of the hour. Before we get there, Coach Jay, you're in that gold trade tonight. We're getting back on it. We're getting back on the trader statistics review. If you do not know how, do you mind demonstrating them? I'm going to get the link to how to share it, where to share it.
So right here in your Topstep X on the left side, 3 icons down, you have performance stats. You're going to click on the link to share. You're going to copy that link, and you're going to place that link where Dakota.
Yep, right here in my
where
Discord.
We're going to put it? In the Discord.
In Topstep TV. That's my channel in Topstep TV. That is where you would put it in. And,
apparently, I'm super loud over here, Dakota.
Let's see. I'll tone you down just a little bit.
I'll use my inside voice.
You use your inside voice. You should be better. You should be better now. Or if you want to get really wild, you could do a hashtag slow markets and post your stats there. Yeah. Here, let me do this. There's my Twitter. You could do a hashtag slow markets and post your stats there. That might kind of lean me towards it a little bit more.
Hashtag slow markets. Share your stats.
Yeah, let's see. Let's share your stats. Hashtag slow markets there. And then I don't think you can't really share anything on Instagram, but I'm just gonna do my shameless plug there as well. Let's just do that, and then I always tag it, trying to get that Instagram up there. I might even do a couple giveaways out of my personal for my Instagram. I told you I'm gonna be, if I'm gonna give away something from out of my own pocket, it's gonna be on the Instagram channel. And there we go. We should be good. And I'll wait. We'll do that, 30 minutes after the top of the hour. So that will be, what is it? 8:30 p.m. 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time is when we'll start the trader review. Depending on how these markets are, if they are slow and we're not seeing too much, we might start those trader stats review. Trader stats review sooner rather than later. And how is that gold still?
Just chopping around here. We know that a injection of liquidity is coming in about 4 minutes or so. I'm okay with the risk here. If this trade, if this market closes above this VWAP from the high of the day, I'll probably close it. I actually took this exact trade. I think last week on slow markets, we closed above that VWAP. I took the trade off. We traded back up into the zone, rejected, and then I put on minis because of that rejection. So we'll see how this plays out. But so far, so good. Really no volume to trade right now. So I like it price-wise. We just need some continuation.
I'm not seeing too much. I know the NASDAQ sold off just a little bit as well. Let's wait to see what happens at the top of the hour. We have just under 4 minutes. I'm watching the NASDAQ. We did come down to 930, consolidating a little bit. I'm looking for this thing to maybe come back down and test those lower, 9, 12, and maybe test the lows. I want to see a nice run into those 880s, 890s. That would get me a little bit more confident to run some stops, and then if we do start to find some support, to be a buyer of the dips. But other than that, I think we just chill. And I'm going to get some music on so we can watch the top of the hour come in. Let me know if it's too loud. I know they saying your mic was a little loud, so let's see how the music is. Not too bad on my end, to be honest.
I can hear the music. Yeah, I can hear it. Sounds fun to me.
Yeah. let's do that. There you go. Yeah, that's a lot better on my end as well. So we'll go. Let's see. Like I said, everybody, I did pass my combines today, so I have my 5 XFAs. First 2 trades were a loss during the New York session, and it's a marathon. So if you're tuning in, you're watching me trade my XFAs, you voted for me. We got a long way to go, chat. We have a long way to go. It's the first one to alive, and it might take another month or 2. So, but your vote's in. I'm working for everybody. Got to get those free resets for everybody. I got to be a better trader too.
Chad is banking on you, Dakota.
I know. I see the pressure. It'll
Chad
be a good
is
journey.
On you.
It's not about the resets. It's about the friendships we make along the way, or whatever that saying is. Oh man, that's the thing. You never know. You never know with these markets. Gold. Your gold trade's looking good. NASDAQ just slowly hanging out at these lower 30s. Let's get to some questions while we wait to the top of the hour. I want to watch your gold trade coming in about a minute and a half. We see a little spike in volume.
Let's see if we got any questions in the chat. How can I vote? It's a little too late to vote on the Dakota Baron challenge. There were some forms that were placed. But any of these things that we're voting on Topstep TV, we're going to put a form in the chat when we announce it. For example, the Thunderdome last week, we put a form in the chat and everyone voted there. When we have some contestants in the Thunderdome, I believe next week, and we figure some things out as far as, making sure everybody gets their resets, we'll be able to vote again. But it'll be a form in the chat.
Okay, sick. How's that Thunderdome been for you, Coach Jay?
It's fun, man. It's fun. So Carlos this week is kind of going just against the markets because we could not find a challenger that could sit in every day because it is a commitment, trading an hour every day on stream. Yeah. So right now we got Carlos going against the markets, and his goal is to make $1,000 by close on Friday.
Oh, okay. That's cool. I like that.
He made $100 today. He made $100 today, so we'll see how he can do over the next 2 days.
Okay. Someone says, Dakota, I never win anything, so obtained as I didn't vote for Baron over you. Hey, I'm for the people. I'm doing this. You guys are chat's my motivation. Chat is my motivation. We got this. Slow and steady. I'll guarantee I'll have a setback or 2. But as long as I keep standing back up, that's all that matters.
All right, there's that injection of liquidity in gold there. Little spike to the downside.
Nice.
Let's see if we get some continuation on this. Could take the $69 right now. I'm going to move my profit target out of the way and just manage this as we go. If we tag this VWAP, then I will manage it. My stop's already in profit. This trade doesn't need to turn into a loser at this point. If we don't get the continuation on this volume, then I could always get back in at a better price.
Okay. Fair.
Managing this like I had a couple minis on, so it's about the points.
It's all about the points.
Let's see here. Too tight. Too tight. I'm out. It's all right. I'm getting right back in. I'm getting back in.
Okay.
Short another 3.
I always say it's cheaper to get out and back in than to keep it in. Yeah.
What are you doing over there, Dakota?
We're not going. You know what I mean, right? Then to hope it comes back.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, it's slow markets, chat. A bunch of dirty-minded internet people out there. I'm over here watching the NASDAQ. Yeah. Bruno, welcome to slow markets. There's a lot of work to do when chat starts getting riled up. I'm gonna go through these. Let's do some. I'll look for the hashtag slow markets. We'll look through the links. When you do put your link to your trader statistic, put a description. I like to review trader statistics with a description, right? We could click on links And if you do put a description like, hey, I'm working on this or I'm struggling here, then, Coach Jay and I know what we could, spend a little more time focusing on rather than just trying to guess and, assess your overall stats. Or if you want, just like, hey, I don't know, just review. What am I doing wrong? And it doesn't matter whether it's good or bad statistics, right? The audience would definitely learn more from a trader that might be struggling. I know I enjoy reviewing traders that might be break even or struggling because there's more to talk about rather than just someone that shares the statistics for like a week and it's just all green. It's like, well, what do you want? Look, you want a pat on the back? You want a cookie? We're here to review stats of traders that, how do we help you? I'm going to be going through some of these trader stats here in just a moment and then start checking some of them. I'm not seeing too much going out in the NASDAQ or gold.
A little selling in gold here. Do still like what this looks like. Tag a VWAP maybe. Just need some follow through.
Okay. Do you like that decision of getting back in?
Oh yeah, for sure. My stop was supposed to go above 50% of this candle. We can see we tagged, 50% of that candle plus a tick. So my stop was supposed to go above there. I just got back in it where I should have been in. So yeah.
Okay, good. Because that's the worst feeling, right? Where you you make a decision and then it turns out, oh man, I regret that decision, right?
Yep.
Someone asked, what are the boxes on that chart?
All right, so the first box is the one at the high, made the high a day. That was the highest volume we've had so far. And then this one was that, was it this one I had? Yeah, this one is that 9 p.m., 8 p.m. Central Time, Shanghai open, where we see an injection of liquidity in gold. Just framing that out and seeing how the market trades around this range. So now what I'm going to do, I'm attaching VWAP here. I want to see this red line leave this range to the downside. The same way it did up at these highs, right? You can see this red line became a resistance. That means volume is trading lower, not just price. I want to see the same thing happen here, or this trade is going to be a loser.
Got it.
But
good trade, man. Good decision.
Thanks.
Good execution. Get back in. Your trade was still valid. You liked it. You got back. Yeah, that's excellent. Well managed. And now it's starting to sell off. Nasdaq's starting to sell off a little bit here too. Right. Yeah, some of the best trades are the ones I don't take. Yeah, right into those targets, right where we opened up tonight. Let's go see if we could test those 912s, 910s.
all right, let me clarify because Cody did call it out. I did anchor to two different candles, right? So before I cleared the charts, I had two different candles mapped out. I did also map out this one, right? And why I mapped out this one is because this is the candle that I originally got in on this position around this price. So I'm, again, watching how the market responds around this price. And that's why my stop, you can see where that 50% tagged should have gone above where that was. So good eye, Cody.
Got it. I love when chat calls me out too.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we're here to learn. And don't ever feel, I don't know if scared's the right words, but like hesitant to call anything out. Or there's no dumb question. It's like, hey, why'd you do it? You had it at a different place, or why'd you get long there? It's like there's reason. Don't just say hey and start talking crap and being negative. There's a way to go about things.
Yeah, and especially if somebody's going to try to follow the process, right?
Yeah.
And not follow the trades, but follow the process. It's like we have to be clear with our explanation. So I don't mind getting called out for that. Definitely not.
It's like, what's a 3-bar reversal? And so I'll explain it. And if I explain it incorrectly or maybe differently than how I explained it before, then I need to make sure I explain it. Like, hey, why did I explain a 3-bar reversal differently than that time? Or why? Or what's this? What's that? So there's clarity.
I just took one off. We did tag that VWAP from the overnight session. Didn't tag it, but got pretty close to it. We're seeing a little bit of a bounce, so took one off. And just managing this trade as it's, if I was trading with 100 minis, just scaling in and out. Martin, target to the downside was this VWAP. If you remember when I got in the trade, I said it was just looking for a quick scalp. We are so far since gold is open, has been a pretty bullish open. So this is not more than a pullback trade. If we got some selling below this VWAP 34.16, then I'd start to look at targets down at 34.08. But with this reaction, I have to manage the trade, how it's playing out right now.
Yeah, risk-free, man. Risk-free.
Yep.
And you're in 2 contracts, right? If you take
Yep,
profit,
still short too.
Is this a situation where you might decide to let a runner run overnight?
We'd have to sell below that VWAP.
Okay.
We'd have to sell below that VWAP. If we did that, then yeah.
Got it.
This may be a situation where I might add to this trade, but
Okay.
I'll explain that if we do it.
Okay. I'm going over through some hashtag slow markets on Twitter. Post a link, not a screenshot, please. Coach Jay, you went through how to share a link. You just go to your statistics up on the top right-hand side. You can share a link. But yeah, that's the best way. That is the best way. It's not usually, it is. And then the description. The more of a description you could put, the better it is. But yeah, that is it. Do I trade off stream also? Yes, I decided at first I was like, I'm only going to trade on stream. But then I'm like, you know what? That's not right. That's not fair to myself. It's not fair to everybody who voted for me. I don't want to put me at a disadvantage because maybe I'm not on air as much or something, or if there's only a setup, which happens more than you think. Coach Jay, there's a setup as soon as I get off, or a setup before I get on, then that would be that's just bad.
If only we could tell the markets to give us perfect trades when we were on air.
Yeah. Only setup when we go
Save
live.
the good ones when the camera's on.
Yeah, exactly. I wish. So, if I do see a good setup and I'm not on air, then I will take it. And yeah. Curious about the letting the winners run approach. Could you explain how you determine the entry levels and how do you manage risk if the market turns against the trade? Ooh, okay. So let me switch to my charts because now I have my practice account here. But you know how I was saying that there's a good short up here? And I say, I like the short, and now it's working out well. So if I would have got in short 3 contracts at, say, 9.49, then I could easily take 1 contract off for profit like you did, Coach Jay. Maybe I have another take profit if we could get down here to these 9.13s. And then I just let a runner go, and then I just trail that with a stop. The way I like to use, and this is my personal preference, is I like to use areas of support and resistance, right? There's very strong support here. That's the low of this session. So that would be a nice level for this market to come down and test for a take profit. The reason why I had this, I was looking at these these 9-2-1Ts, was that's where we opened tonight. This is the opening 5 minutes. We opened up here, and so, the fact that we've been kind of consolidating since morning in the New York session, we sold off and we've been in this big range, and it's been, what do you do when you're range bound? You sell the highs and then you buy these lows. And so that's what basically this trade setup was. And so take profit on one, maybe take profit another, and then you leave a runner. I like to leave a runner a lot of the time, because if this market just decides to just keep selling off, I have at least 1 contract still on, and then I could take advantage of that move. But it's give or take though, because sometimes, it comes down, hits your take profit, and then turns around and that runner gets stopped out. It's never perfect.
Never perfect. Nothing ever is in these markets.
Ooh, there's my biggest fan. You replied.
McHayton?
McLovin.
McHayton, I think, is a better name.
He's a chicken McLovin. McChicken? I haven't had McDonald's forever. No, he's my biggest fan. He's here every night. They're here every night.
That could have been the ad there in this trade. Yeah, absolutely. We appreciate the view for sure. And the comments. That's engagement.
Uh-huh.
Hated for calling out the obvious.
What did he call out? I must have
Who hated? I don't know.
Uh,
Curious how Topstep has a competition of supposedly live traders trading combines. Get a live competition with real traders, not sim traders like Dakota trying to trade a live account. I mean, I think you were a live trader at Topstep for a year and a half. We're not going to do this. Positive vibes, positive vibes. We got any trader reports we want to cover, Dakota?
I love you, man. Love you. Just watch the tape, rewatch it. What do you call it? Stats don't lie. What, man? It's been a year and a half. It really has. Year and a half. Sitting at the top 10 leaderboard, just under $500,000 in payouts in the last year and a half. But anyway, there's a reason. Let's go through these statistics, though. I'm not seeing any good ones on the Twitterverse, and any of the. I see three. If you want Coach Jay and I to review your trader stats, post it right there. You go into your account. Coach Jay, do you want to show them? I don't have any stats in this practice.
Performance stats. You're going to click the button to share, make sure that's on, and then copy the link and paste that link in Dakota's Discord.
Yep, and there it is. There is that channel. It's Topstep's Discord. It's my channel in Topstep's Discord. And yeah, put a description. I see 3 of them so far. I'll take a moment to go through those 3. And you're out of that gold trade, right?
Yeah, I'm flat on there. We bounced right at that VWAP like I expected. That was the target where I was going to manage that trade. Took one off and just didn't need the rest to turn into a loser. I may still get back into it if we sell below 17s. But yeah, flat for right now.
Awesome. I'm going to take a look at some of these stats, and then we might start going through some of these stats a little bit early tonight.
All right, cool. For Jeff, real quick, Jeff is asking, how do you take more than one? If you're in multiples, how do you take one off? Let's say I'm in 45 contracts here, 45 micros, right? And I want to scale out. There's a couple ways you can do it, right? I'm 45 contracts long, so I could just right click, market sell a couple. So I just take a couple off there. Now I'm long 42. Or on the DOM over here on the left side, or if you use the order panel, you can change the quantity, right? And then I'm long, so I need to sell. Oh, my practice account just got stopped out. But you get the idea.
Got it. And I'm going through these. Remember, if you are going to share your stats, put a description so we can go through it. This music, yeah, we definitely change this music. We'll change that one. We'll change that one. So here's the first stats. I think we could just go through them one by one, Coach Jay. Starting from the top. Cigar Yoda.
In your Discord channel?
Yeah. Yep.
All right, let me take a look.
Go with Cigar Yoda. Could be the very first one. Let's take a look at that. This is an XFA. This is an Express funded account. Let's go through this. Oh, it's been a while. It's definitely been a while, for sure.
A little rusty.
Yeah, a little rusty reviewing some stats other than my own. But so far, so good, right? XFA, you're up $3,300. 52% win rates. Average win, average loss. I like that. 1.39 profit factor, which is the most important thing, right? Because you can't have a trade win percentage and determine how good of statistics they are without the risk reward, right? Over here on the right hand side. So profit factor takes both of those into consideration. Anything above 1 is positive. That's green. It's positive expectancy. Looking through this, nice win streak. It looks like just this month too, right? Started August 3rd. Today's August 12th, and I'm gonna take a guess that this is a payout. I'm not sure. I'm gonna keep scrolling down and we'll take a look, but yeah, I like to see that. Going through total number of trades, 3 minutes. I don't know what you want to review because there was no description in the Discord of what you were looking for.
I see something that might be worth reviewing. Yeah, look at that. Just look at the one losing day.
Yeah, let's take a look. Okay, so
let me share my full screen so I could.
Yeah, let me know when you're sharing. So yeah, what I see is 2 trades, 3 trades, 5 trades, 2, 2. It looks like when you're taking 2 to 3 trades, less than 5 trades, they've been good days. But then this losing day, that's what? 18 trades? So that could be what you're referring to, Coach Jay. NASDAQ.
Yeah. What I see there is that, the door was open with the scaling plan, and we sized up, right? Where initially it was 3 contracts, then we're seeing 4s and 5s. Nice recovery towards the end of the day, but just be careful on days like this, especially, when just because you have the more size to use in the account, you maybe shouldn't use it all the time. Where, there was a lot of 5 contract trades towards the end of the day, and it looked like the goal was to, get back to break even or maybe even into profit. It's okay to size up. I just, I'm thinking, what was the loss limit on this account, right? If there was one. Because at one point the account was down 28.75 for the day. And was it just, hey, this is either going to go max loss limit or I'm going to make it back to profit, or was there a plan there? And then, it was very, very well planned every other day before that. And even on those days, you were trading 3 minis where it looks like you're scalping, taking quick profits out of the markets, and the NASDAQ can do that, right? Really short trade times here, 14 trades under 45 seconds. But when it doesn't go right, I just be conscious of whatever that downside limit is, just so you give yourself a chance to trade another day.
Got it.
But,
are you sharing your
great
screen?
stats otherwise.
Are you sharing your screen on that?
Yeah, I think I am.
Yeah, if you, I'm not.
I'm sharing it. I'm sharing it in the wrong place. Give me 1 second.
Okay. Yeah. Let me know if.
I'm sharing it to the wrong.
Oh.
All right. You should have it now. You should have it now.
Yeah. There we go. There you go.
All right. So.
Yeah. Briefly run down that. I'll get the next one ready to go, fired up and ready to go.
Yep. Yeah. So what we were just talking about, there's just the scaling in very heavy when that Hoag says it all the time. Just because we can doesn't mean we should. And you scaled up pretty heavy on this day early into the markets. Taking the same type of trades is just, there's going to be a percentage of your trades that don't work out. Just decide what that downside limit is when those trades don't work out. But this trader is definitely a scalper. Some of these trades are less than 30 seconds, and it works, right? So this goes to show that there's more than one way to approach this. Just limit that downside where you have a 52% win rate scalping, which is pretty good. Pretty good, but you just want to be careful of those big blow up days, just because it can get out of hand. And then what we've seen from scalpers, especially, high frequency traders that way, where it's a lot of times it's a thought process of, oh yeah, I can make it back. It's just a couple trades. And if you're not reading it right, it's also just a couple trades before that account is gone. So nice trading though, nice recovery. Good job getting back to process over the next 2 days to kind of recover some of that loss. You didn't need to get the whole thing back, but good trading.
I like it.
And this account is eligible for a payout.
Yes. Did he already take a payout? Was one of those a payout? If you're in chat, let us know. You could always give us.
Oh, that was Bob in the chat.
Oh, that wasn't a payout. That was that loss, right?
No, yeah, it was a loss.
Okay. Just double checking. Well, great statistics. You have an XFA. It's active. You're up. You're green. But I agree with everything that you said, Coach Jay. Let's take a look at the next one. I'm going to look at. Let's take a look at Ty. Ty over here. We're going to just go through one by one, and then every once in a while, if we see these markets move, we'll just check right back into these markets. So here is my charts. I'm going to do a brief rundown while you take a look at those, Coach Jay. I want to double check, make sure we have all the data in there. So a little bit more data. The more data, the better. The more trading days, the better the statistics are, the more solid they are, right? Making sure you're able to perform over a longer period of time rather than just a week. You can see how trades fluctuate in like week by week. We all know how that is. So I like this, up $4,800, and you're not rushing it, it looks like, from July 28th to today. So that's almost a month's worth of data, a little less than a month's. 76% win rate, just under a 1-to-1, but you have a great profit factor. That kind of shows you can be profitable with less than a 1-to-1 risk reward. Now, it could be a little more difficult because you got to keep that trading win percentage higher, right? So you can have an upside down risk reward and still be profitable. And that's why I'm saying you can't have one without the other. Which one's more important? That's up to you. Me personally, I like to have a higher risk reward versus a winning trade percentage. Some traders typically like a higher trade percentage. I absolutely hate when I look online and I see on social media everyone's flaunting their trading win percentage, because that means nothing. You have to have both in order to come up with your expectancy, your profit factor. So I like that. And then it looks like, I don't know if this is a payout or a loss. We'll take a look. Scrolling down here, looks like this trader's a scalper as well. Average loss is about 4 minutes. Average, or 2 minutes and 42 seconds. Average win is 2 minutes and 46 seconds. So a minute, holding on to your losses about a minute longer. Trade direction's about 50-50. I like this trade direction. A little to the short side, just ever so slightly. Taking your winners quick, it looks like. All the trades that are lasting under a minute is profitable, and then the losses are coming if you're holding it longer than a minute. So maybe that could be something to take into consideration. But it's green. It's green. They look good. And that looks like it's a payout and not a loss. So that's another big one where that looks like this trader took a $1,500 payout maybe? From 3,000? Yeah. Good payout. No losses.
Okay.
What a win streak. What are you seeing there, Coach Jay?
I'm seeing gold sell off here. It's back under that VWAP 34.15s. But with this trade report, this trader is building Fenway Park has the green monster, that big green wall. That's what this trade report looks like. There are no losing days on this thing, which is pretty cool to see. Definitely a scalper. I like that you're trading micros. This is, the perfect example of you can make money with micros. This trader's up $4,100 trading micros and no, large blow up days, right? There isn't a day over $1,000 in this account, but also every day is a profitable day, right? And profitable saying, with a Topstep account, you need to be $150 or more to be eligible for a payout. You need 5 of those. This is great trading. I didn't really look into the days to see if there was a drawdown and how it was. We got a little bit of a drawdown here, but looks like it was managed. This is great stuff. I'm curious on the days when we have more trades.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of just clicking through to see if those were recovery days or if, just getting in and out of trades. But this is a really great trade, but I don't have too much to say. Nice job paying yourself also.
Yeah, not really. I mean, to be honest, the big question that you always have to ask yourself is, it's not a matter of if, but a matter of when those red days come. When you have a losing day, how big of a losing day is it going to be? Are you going to wipe out a week's worth of profits, a month's worth of profits, or is it just going to be the same size as your winning days, right? So when a losing day comes, how big is it going to be? Can you manage that loss? Do you have a daily loss limit? That's the only one that I could ever suggest here is just understand when you have losing day, make sure you manage the risk so you're not losing a week or a month's worth of profit. And let's take a look at Cosmos. Cosmos. Hopefully they're not all just green.
Not much to talk about there, right?
Yeah. Cosmos, I'd love to review yours, but you only have 2 days worth of data. So unfortunately, I have to pass. If you have an account that is longer than just 1 or 2 days, I would say a minimum a week. We need to put that down there. A minimum a week.
I do. Yeah, there's not much to get through on this report, but I do want to, comment on Cosmos's comment there. Just started. I feel like I'm gambling. Need to hold steady wins. Cosmos, trade in the combine the same way you're going to have to trade in the XFA when you get it. This is a 50K combine that you're trading, I believe. You're not going to be able to trade 5 minis on that account if you pass and get to an XFA. So you're pretty close to passing. 2 $2,000 drawdown is not a whole lot of space in a 50K XFA if you are to pass it, and you're pretty close to passing, right? You need $300. I would consider trading micros and slowing your pace down just a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. Fair enough. I agree. Sizing down is typically when you start to feel emotional, when you start to feel like it's gambling, that's the right thing to do. Let's do a quick market check, Coach Jay. I'm going to switch over to my charts. NASDAQ, whole lot of nothing. We're still hanging out here at these 920s. Lowest we got was 921, and we're just right in the middle of that range. Gold, like you said, we are now starting to sell off a little bit down to those 414s. That was a great trade, man. That was a great trade.
Hey.
Man, it's looking very similar to what we did this morning during the New York session. And maybe I don't know. I don't see any trade. When I look at this, I'm saying, yeah, maybe there's a buyable dip. That was one of my losses I took when I first activated my XFA, was I bought what I believed was going to be a dip, and it just kept dipping. And we're doing something very, very similar here tonight. So patience pays. I'm not seeing anything else. Are you, Coach Jay, in the markets?
Nope. Just seeing that gold sell off. We got that selling below VWAP. Right now, if I was still short, we talked about maybe getting back into that trade when we pushed back into that 8 p.m. Central candle. We didn't really see any volume on that push back up. Right now, my stop would probably go right above 34.17 if I was still short.
Okay.
See if we get some continuation. But nice trade. I see some traders in the chat said they were still short. Nice trade you guys got there.
I get it. I like it. Let's take a look at this trader. This is going to MASH. MASH has, this is what I want to see. This is what I want to see. Look at how long this trader's been having this account open. It's a month now, just about a month. Lots of data on here, at least a month's worth of data. Let me see if there's even more. Double checking how much data there is.
It goes back to July 18th, it looks like.
July 18th. Yep. Beautiful. Beautiful. So this is an XFA, up $3,900. Up $3,900 from this. I like to see it. It's a marathon, not a sprint. This is a good example. You don't need to make $5,000 in just a day and just make so much money. This consistency, it pays. Not an amazing trade win percentage. You don't need amazing trade winning percentage. 67 is pretty dang good. And then a little bit less than a 1-to-1. But once again, profit factor, the most important one. Are you profitable? Yes or no? If it's above 1, it's yes. And that looks pretty solid. It looks like maybe a couple red days mixed in there. This is kind of one of the... let's just double check. I wonder if it's a payout or not. But average trade duration, look at this. Look at that. 269 minutes. That's what, 4 hours? 5 hours?
You can only do that trading micros or with a huge account balance.
Higher time frames. Micros and higher time frames. That trader can hold a trade. And about 50-50, so not really biased in either direction. I like that. Yeah, it looks like that was a loss. $1,000. Scrolling through here.
They held that trade for 21 hours.
The loss seems like the loss that they just didn't want to take, right? Because the losses are coming when it's 4 hours and up. So maybe that could be part of it. I don't know. The longer you hold the trade, the bigger the loss. I like this, though. Look. I miss seeing these journal entries on that losing day.
Yeah, only on the losing days. Yep.
Yeah, they took a journal entry. But here's what I like about it. I go back through this, and the losing days are the journal entries, but the losing days does not wipe out an entire month or an entire week's worth of profit. This one's pretty close, but you've had decent days as well. I look at this and say, okay, this trader has maybe a daily loss of $1,000, and they can put up decent days. And like you said, micros, the beauty of micros. Are you seeing anything else on this one, Coach Jay?
So I'm looking at that losing day that they had. I just went back to the charts to kind of compare it, right, to what was actually happening on the charts. So the trader bought at 23.51, 351 in the NASDAQ. 351, pretty much bought it right on the open. That trade happened, 3 seconds into the market being open. I was looking for a long, and that's okay. Yeah, it just looked like you didn't want to lose on this trade. And if you look at what the market was saying, this is what we were talking about before, right? Even if I think it's a buy the dip market, and maybe you were looking for, I'm not sure what, maybe all-time highs, whatever. You had your analysis. At what point do you say it's wrong? And even if you don't, right, you manage your risk, right? You lost $1,000 on that day. You added to it a couple of times. I'm not sure where you brought your average down to. It wasn't much lower because all of your ads were in this zone here.
Right.
Yeah, just make sure you manage that downside. There are going to be times, and you don't have a lot of them, but there are going to be times where your trades don't work. And it's okay to admit that, but nice trading overall. 3 losing days, all journaled. I'm sure you have some notes on what you could have done better on those days, what didn't work, what did. So yeah, great trading. Make sure you pay yourself too.
There's a couple questions in there asking like, how can you hold for that long? Can we hold past the New York session? So no, you have to have trades closed at the end of the New York session, right? At 10 minutes after the closing bell. However, the markets open up. Markets are only closed for an hour, so you have 23 hours a day that these markets are open. 22 that you could have an active trade at a prop firm. So I mean, if you open up as soon as these markets open at night, what time do they open? 5 p.m. Central, and then you just hold it. You hold it to the end of the New York session. That's a long trade. That is definitely a long trade.
You know what I will say about this trade report also? I don't see a lot of minis traded. There's one mini S&P trade on here. They took it off for scratch, and everything else is micro. So I don't know if you have them locked out or what, but that's a great discipline, especially on a day where, that losing day where you're just seeing red. A lot of traders just have that, let me just jump in a mini and I'll recover it. There's none of that on this trade report. So really good stuff there. Maybe that S&P trade was a mistake because it got taken off pretty quick.
Yeah, locking out the features. These risk management features in TopstepX is something I absolutely love. Let's go through. I'm going to look at another one. Camp Trade says, I do not have a link right now, unfortunately. There's not really much to go over, but good trading on that one. Let me know if you see. Let's go through. Yeah, it needs to be at least 7 days. At least 7 days for me to review some of these stats. And okay, here's one. Here is one. It is, I think, Jeremy. Yeah, Jeremy. This is a trading review I love to review. Look how much data it has. Let's make sure that's all the data there is. Wow. Okay. Let's see how much data there really is.
Jeremy.
This is an XFA that has been active since May. This is an XFA that has been active since May. Trader has been trading since May in an XFA. Love to see it. Overall, $2,900. That's great. To be at least break even or profitable over this amount of time, you found something. You found something. It looks like you're maybe struggling a little bit now, but that is very impressive. Trading win percentage, 60%. Average risk reward, just under 1%, but still positive expectancy profit factor. That is awesome to see. Like just that in and of itself, you're keeping the trading XFA active for that long. Big kudos to you. Trading small. I mean, look, your overall P&L is positive. Good work. You're getting positive comment from Coach T. But let's dig into it. Let's see. Average loss duration is almost like 3 times your average win. So it seems like you're holding on to your losses a little bit, not a little bit, 3 times as much. Long bias, I like that in a bullish market, of course. You had one really negative day, it looks like, when you first started your XFA of $1,300. Keeping everything usually under an hour. Let's take a look at the P&L. Oh, you got a lot of days to go through. I like it.
A lot of days. A lot of journaling in there too.
A lot of journaling. This chat, this is what performing and being an athlete kind of basically means, right? You're here every day, you're journaling, you're not making thousands and thousands of dollars. You're developing a process. You're journaling, you're getting better, you're learning, you're getting experience in this market. It's beautiful. 2-3 trades a day, maybe up to 8 on some days. Maybe we can't read these journal notes. I mean, 1 trade a day, like how much discipline do you, like that takes a lot of discipline. 1 trade a day and be done. 1 trade a day and be done. And being able to be okay with a small loss. I mean, look at this. 16th, 7 trades. You ended, you were positive, and then as soon as you turned red, you were just done. You're like, oh, that's the hardest thing to do, is stop trading when you're down a little bit. Looks like you were struggling on Wednesdays. That's where that big loss day hit. The next month, July, good. You're not trading every single day. I like that. You're not forcing yourself to trade every single day. Still journaling throughout this. Look, 1 trade a day. 1 trade a day. 3 trades a day. 3 trades a day. 1, 4. 4 trades is the biggest. No, 6 that entire month. August. Looks like you're starting to struggle throughout August. There's no journal entries in August, so that's different, right? Every single month you have a lot of journal entries. There's no journal entries in August. Trades seem on par when it comes to the quantities, right? 1, 2, 3, nothing too crazy. That big loss day was an ES. Looks like you're an ES trader. I haven't looked at anything else, but solid stats. Maybe you're just in a struggling past a little bit. Looks like you had a green Wednesday. What are you seeing, Coach Jay, that I might know?
I am seeing the trade times, like the time of day that this trader is trading.
Okay.
Normally we look at these trade reports, and people are trading right at the New York session open. There are a couple of those in here, but this trader is trading in the afternoon a lot, and that's fine. We don't see that a lot, right? And again, doing really well where there is no profitable time of day. It's what works for your strategy. But there's a lot of trades that I'm seeing that, it's after 1 p.m. So I don't know if it's a scheduling thing. Maybe this person has another job outside of, trading, where they don't need to focus on that during the New York session open. But this kind of goes back to your point, Dakota, why you do slow markets. You can learn to trade at different times. So this is pretty cool to see. I mean, some of these, like I'm looking at a trade right now. This trade was placed 18 minutes before the market closed, made $200, 1 trade for the day, and walked away. So that's pretty cool to see.
Yeah, 1 and done. 1 and done. Sometimes that's all you need, or that's proof, right? Keeping an XFA active for that long, that's really good. I have no comments when it comes to that. Sticking with the ES, sticking with one market. So May, June, July, August. That is some major experience with one market, not bouncing around either.
There's a couple of NASDAQ trades in there.
Let's see. I must have missed
recently, like today, right?
Oh,
why'd you switch over to the NASDAQ today?
Yeah, that's definitely interesting. That could be like a red flag. You have all that experience in the ES, and you've been trading ES. Could it be out of emotions? You're like, I just need to make some money. I don't know. And it's not even micros. You're jumping in with a full mini. So just pay attention to that. Pay attention. Go back to maybe your basics that you were trading since May. This is some great trading. Make sure you're journaling. Don't get FOMO. Don't try and get back to break even, because I know that could be a factor, right? If you take a look at my chart, you're doing good. Everything's fine, right? You're making money. But then as soon as you have that like bad day, then you might get a little feeling of like, I need to get back on track, because you could draw a line, and it's difficult. You did it before. Look, you had that big loss when you were first starting out, and you started trading well. And I believe you could do that again. Just do exactly what you're doing. Don't change a thing. June and July was some amazing trading.
Definitely so. Pay yourself when you can. pay yourself when you can if you haven't done so already. It doesn't look like there was a payout from that account. I'm not sure what the goal is, if you're trying to build it up to a certain balance or whatever it is. If you've never taken a payout from Topstep, take something, right? Take the activation fee. And then, because I think this account probably was already above that max drawdown. Yeah, you definitely were above the max drawdown. So pay yourself something from this, especially if you've never taken one before. It doesn't have to be 50% of the account or anything crazy like that. Take a little bit.
Yeah. Yep. I have one more, and then I'll let you pick one, Coach Jay. Jay Moroni at the very end, 3 to 4 months in an XFA. Let's take a look at that, and then I think we are coming up on time. So let me do a brief rundown on this one. There's going to be more chances, traders. Trust me, there's going to be more chances. Coach Jay and I, we're going to do this a lot more often, maybe even on a Tuesday if the markets are slow. I'm going to do a speed run of this, and then you go ahead and you pick one, Coach Jay. P&L minus $800. Let me make sure I'm getting all the data first. Yeah. Okay, quite a bit of data, actually. Okay, got it all. Risk reward's good. Trade win percentage not good. So first thing because this is a trade win percentage I'm usually around. It's usually around 30%. Be more selective. If it's anything like me, that's kind of how I am. I have a low win percentage, and some things that I struggle with is like, okay, wow, I need to be more selective because I need to have a higher risk reward. So maybe being more selective could be beneficial for this trader. Not much from the XP curve, just break even. Breaking even over a long period of time is a win. It is. It's hard. You hear it all the time. The hardest part is getting from losing money to breaking even, and then from breaking even to just making a little bit of money. Those are the two big steps. After that, you could size up. Win duration versus loss duration's good. Let's go through. These are very, very messy stats. I have a hard time looking through this. Not big losses, not big wins. A few trades a day. This is a difficult one to kind of understand these stats. I don't know if you.
Who was this again, Dakota?
This was
Jay Moreno.
Yeah.
All right.
It seems a little sporadic when it.
Let's see. This goes back to April. So we got two of these accounts because there's another one from Lou in the chat in your Discord also. That's an XFA that's been active since February. Very similar stats to what we're seeing here, where it looks like these traders are scalping micros. But what is going on?
Yeah, these are micros. Yeah, all these are micros.
This is interesting.
That I could tell. I like the risk reward. Maybe just the only thing I have for this trader is be more selective. If you have a lower than you want trading win percentage, then typically the solution is be more selective. Be more selective. That's usually the solution if you're struggling with your trading win percentage. Because then if you're more selective, then typically the trading win percentage would increase just depending on how selective you are.
Yeah, that win rate just needs to improve a little bit.
The risk reward
maybe
is good, though.
The risk reward is great. If that win rate was 40%, so like Dakota's saying, maybe save your trades for some higher quality trades. It looks like this trader's, scalping, trading on a smaller time frame, average trade length 7 minutes. 2 to 5 minutes are most of the trades. Yeah. Just see if there's just like any low quality trades that you're taking that you could eliminate. And I think this account is green.
I will say one thing though. This is why I love high risk rewards. Mm-hmm. Because you don't have to be right a lot of the time. Nope. I mean, look how often this trader's wrong, but yet they're only down $300.
Right.
And that's why I love having a higher risk reward, is because you could be wrong. What's this? Almost 68% of the time you're taking a loss, but then you're about break even. So even if you could be more selective and increase this by like 5%, that will be a dramatic difference. Just a little bit will make a difference, a very big difference. Just a few percentage points, and you could be profitable. I think it would be 33%, right? 33 for 2 to 1.
33%. Yeah.
Is that it? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It's crazy to think that, though. It's like, wow, you're losing almost 70% of your trades, and then you're still break even. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to math works. Risk rewards. If you have a higher than a 1-to-1, typically it's, I don't want to say easier, but it helps get math on your favor if you're struggling with being selective on your trades. But not much else with this. Just keep it up. Keep trading. I like the fact that this trader is only down $300 over this period of time and still is able to trade for tomorrow.
And that's, I mean, you've learned a lot of discipline between April and now in this account. That's 4 months of this account, trading it. Maybe not placing a trade every day, but pretty close to it, not over trading. You figured out, limiting your downside to be able to keep this account open. And I think Jesus is in the chat and says, that's me. I've been evolving a lot. My main problem right now is trade management. I feel like I'm one step away from profitability right now. We were just saying it, right? Maybe eliminate a couple of the trades where, I don't know. We don't know exactly what your process is, right? But, journal and take a look at, are there trades that you have that are going into the profit and then maybe you're not taking profit on them, or, trades where you could have waited for confirmation, but you jumped in early because you thought it was going to be right. Small tweaks like that turn this account around, but great job keeping it for this long and, having the discipline to come back, trade it every day, and technically not be profitable. But you heard Lance talk about it. You need to learn how to keep an account alive, and that's what you're doing here. So great stuff.
Yeah, and it's small changes. Don't make a dramatic change, right?
Nothing major.
If you're break even, it's just little fine tuning, little fine adjustments, and not just scratching the strategy and changing. It's like you make a little adjustment to gain a few percentage points on your winning percentage, and boom, you're profitable. Something like that. So let's finish this off with kind of a market update, see where these markets are. I am looking at this gold, and second trade of the night, I called out. That worked pretty nice. I did not trade. We got that pullback here in gold, and we bounced right off these 14s. So this is basically what I was looking for in the New York session that I took my loss on. I'm still bullish gold. I do believe that gold could continue to push up into these 40s. Maybe tomorrow's Thursday. We do have inflation data that will change a lot of things, but I could see gold running, especially on the higher time frame. Looking for these upper 30s, lower 40s, maybe here on gold. We'll see. NASDAQ, not much. I mean, that was the trade too, right? Just sell high, buy low. We got down to what, 918 and found some buyers there. Maybe we just chop around for the rest of the night. What are you thinking?
Yeah, same here. We got PPI tomorrow, so I'm not expecting too much as far as direction. I'll probably just lock this account, close my other account, and wait for PPI tomorrow.
Man, do you plan to trade before or after, or
I usually watch that. All right, let me go to the CPI candle real quick. We'll do this. Are you on my charts?
Yeah. Yep. We got your charts.
All right, cool. So what I'll usually do is frame out the news candle. We did this with CPI the other day, and I'll attach VWAP to it the same way I do everything. If that VWAP doesn't leave the range, I may take this fade. But the first trade I took that was Tuesday, was this 50% of this range holding and VWAP being above it, right? I'm getting a better price than that average. Worst case scenario, I'll make money to that average. Best case scenario, they come back in and buy it, and then I'm making money above it. So I'll do the same thing tomorrow, frame out the news candle, and then see how it plays from there.
Like it. I think that's it. And someone on Instagram just messaged me. Hey, you have a scratch on your arm. Yes, I do. I do. Yeah. Yeah, scratch. And that's not even the worst one. I got marks all over my body, man. Boxing is different. You don't think you get scratched, but the gloves where you put the strap on, they'll scratch you up. We deflect it,
Yeah.
it's a scratch. And I'm a white boy. A little scratch, and it's red. It's red for it's red for a few days. But
Are you
yeah,
still on my charts by any chance, Dakota?
yeah, we're on your charts.
All right. Somebody asked how to journal. In your performance stats, you click on the day and you add journal and you go from there. You can type, you can add screenshots, all that good stuff. But that is how you would do that.
Nice. Nice. Well, Coach Jay, thank you again. Feels good. Get back to these trader reviews.
Yeah, it was
Back
fun,
to
man.
reviewing some stats. I hope chat. Did you like it? Did you like the trader stats reviews? I'm sure the traders that we reviewed liked it. Hopefully we're able to do this each Wednesday. Go through some of them. If these markets are slow, we go through and review some more. I learned a lot. I know traders that are watching can learn a lot. Maybe they have similar statistics. Maybe they have some questions like, what do I do if I have a high win rate but low risk percentage, or win percentage, or vice versa, and understanding these different things, and it brings more of a reality into focus, right? Says Martin, where everyone's maybe used to seeing the social media stuff where it's just green, red. This kind of gets right into like what's behind the curtain. It's like, okay, what are the details? What's causing this trader to struggle? What's doing this? Let's see the trades. Let's see the exact statistics other than just your own, right? So it's more realistic. It's the reality that we all go through as traders, and it's not carved up. What do they say? They make up and lipstick and make it look pretty for everybody.
Right. Real raw stats.
Real
Raw stats.
raw stats.
All right, end the show.
Right. We gotta end it there. Okay, we still got 5 minutes. Yeah, big shout out. I see that. Just subscribed to say I'm really happy I found this community. Looking forward to what I can learn. Just getting into futures. Love to hear that. Love to hear that you're just getting into it. Biggest advice: go slow. Go slow. Take it slow. Don't try and. It's not an overnight success type thing. We all know that, or at least if you've been around for a few months, you should know it's not this overnight success. And yeah, that's all I have, man. That's all I have. This was a good one. I'm pretty happy. Man. Pretty happy with it.
Good stuff. Every Wednesday, we review stats.
Every Wednesday night, same time. Maybe Monday, depending on how the markets are. But for sure, every Wednesday we'll do this. Fast on the combines, slow on the funded. I'm gonna trade my funded the same way I trade my combines. I'm like I said, I'm very confident that I will probably be going through a rough patch eventually. Right? We all do it. I'll take losses. I took a loss today in the XFA, but we'll see. Doom, I'll watch tomorrow morning. Let's go through. You guys still trading gold? No, it's hands off. We're done. We got 3 or 4 minutes to just shoot the breeze.
Hang out. If you got, let me scroll through the chat. I saw some questions earlier. Dakota, I think GK left, but you ever get hit with a really solid liver shot? I got my first one today, and my soul left my body.
That was liver shots are the freaking worst, man. You see, I wear a guard. I don't know. I actually videoed my sparring today. Let me see if I could get a good picture. You want a sneak peek? I haven't done any editing, but yeah.
Also, while you try to find that, why'd you stop trading the Nikkei? Alejandro wants to know.
Reduce my focus. I was just very sporadic, like narrowing my focus, not trading so many markets. And the Nikkei was not as volatile at a point in time. Let's see if I could. I'll give everybody a sneak peek. Slow markets deserves a sneak sneak peek before anything else. Yeah, liver shots are freaking painful, dude.
Yeah, they don't look fun. Isn't that what Tank knocked Ryan Garcia out with?
Yeah, just a little quick left hook to the liver.
Yep.
That will. You think you're tough until that hits you.
When
You'd
is
be.
that Canelo and Bud Crawford fight? Is that next month?
That's a good question. When is it?
13th, September 13th. September 13th.
All right. I don't know if I could do this. It would be weird playing a video from my phone. It was like 40 minutes, man. 40 minutes. But you can probably see where I'm wearing that guard, that protector. I have a tall one, and then whenever I spar, I try and get it up as high as I can, so it doesn't. So, I mean, it's easier to block, but you still punch through that protector, and dang, it hurts, that liver shot. So I have some editing to do, and maybe post it. I don't want to post a full 40 minutes of sparring. 40 minutes of sparring. Spar every night. Spar every night almost. I think we could end.
I think we could end it there.
I think we could end it there. I think we could end it.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if we had any other questions. But I think we got through most of them. Chat, thanks for hanging out. Make sure you hit that like button if you haven't done so already. Great questions tonight. Great sharing. Good stats. And trade well tomorrow. Don't risk your whole account trying to figure out where PPI is going to go.
Correct. So see everybody tomorrow night. Baron's going to be joining me. We'll have some good conversation. Talk about that combine counter. Oh man, it's been a day. I think I'm just going to end it there. Let's go get some food, take a break, and see everybody tomorrow.
Later, everyone. Have a good one.